I literally project manage my whole entire life. Hello YouTube family, thank you for tuning back into another video and welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new. So today we're going to get into how to be productive and organize your day. And y'all, this was something that was so hard for me in the beginning. However, now that I got it down pat, can't nobody tell me nothing. I literally project manage my whole entire life, okay? Luckily, I'm here today to share with you guys some of the tips that I use to maximize the time that I have in my days. But before we go ahead and jump into the video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below, as well as leave a thumbs up and follow me on all of my social media platforms. So today I have 5 tips that I'm going to share with you guys that I use to maximize my time. These have literally been a game changer for me because before I even adopted these, I was all over the place. Like, I had mom brain super bad. Nothing was in order. I felt like I was always exhausted. However, even though I felt like I was always doing stuff, I never was actually being productive, if that makes sense. So number 1, planning your day starts the day before. And I mean adopting nighttime routines that allow you to get optimal rest. So if that means adopting a skincare routine or journaling before you go to bed or reading or watching a podcast or a sermon or whatever it is that allows you to actually relax your body and then get ready to go to sleep and get good rest, then go ahead and do that. So for me, that looks like journaling in my journal, or I might even watch a podcast. I always have to do my skincare routine because my skincare routine just allows me to feel like I'm washing off the day, and I highly recommend that for everybody. So sometimes I like to think that we're just little kids in our big adult bodies. So if you think about a child, they have to have cues that allows them to identify when it's time for bed. Also, something I like to do is writing in my planner before I go to bed sometimes, because I might think of something that needs to be done and I have to write that down in order to remember, and then I can go back and reference that in the morning and like, oh, okay, I forgot I needed to do that, so I'll put that on the to-do list for today and fit that in where it can. Number 2 is creating time blocks for yourself that allows you to get tasks done and be effective. So I actually just got into setting up the Focus app on my iPhone, and it has been a game changer, y'all. I highly recommend, because it allows you to put your phone on do not disturb, or it just silences all your calls or your text messages and allows only emergency notifications to come through. Our phones are the biggest distraction that we have nowadays. So if you find yourself not being able to put your phone down, I highly suggest setting up the Focus app on your phone. And if you're at work and you tend to get a lot of things done while you're at work, and I mean like personal things as well as your work, then have a personal to-do list. A lot of the business hours nowadays, if you haven't already noticed, do not cater to people who work 9 to 5s. So if that means having your personal to-do list that you go through while you're at work, then go ahead and do so. And it could even look like calling the doctor's office to set up an appointment for yourself before they close throughout the day. Also, during my time blocks, I like to put on some cool music that allows me to just relax. So if that's like some jazz or some lo-fi beats, then I'll go ahead and put those on, because it allows me to kind of silence the distractions that I have around me and just focus on certain tasks or focus on these things done that I have lined up. So I highly recommend putting on some jazz or some beats or whatever it might be, some music even, that allows you to just calm your mind and put you in the zone. Number 3, finding your hours of power. And a lot of people don't really know about this hidden gem, but when you find your hours of power, it really can change the game. So hours of power is when you are the most productive throughout the day. So my hours of power look like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. And I get a lot of things done around that time because, first of all, I do a lot of things for my own personal business around 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. because I feel like I'm able to get a lot more creative at nighttime, and I'm able to just think, and my creative thoughts are a lot louder at that time because the world is kind of calming down. So from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., those are the times that I like to set up calls and make those calls and appointments that need to be done, or even go through my task list and start checking things off that I needed to get done from the day before, or even setting up the tasks that I need to do for the day ahead and just going through them and checking everything off. Figuring out my hours of power really changed the game for me because I was able to differentiate when I was most effective at certain tasks, and you might be the same way. Number 4, having morning non-negotiables. And what I mean by that is Choosing things that boost your serotonin levels, like going to the gym, getting a good workout in before the day starts, proves that you are more than 90% effective throughout the entire day. They say breakfast is the most important part of the day, and they're not lying when they say that, because you need to be able to feed your brain before you can get anything done, okay? You need to be able to make sure you're nourishing your body to be able to handle the stress throughout the day. When you get your morning started off correctly, everything throughout the day kind of seems to flow. And number 5 is setting up reminders and making a list. And this is my holy grail, because I have a master list of tasks. I have tasks for the day, tasks for the week, whatever it may be. And I kind of just move them around according to priority. And if I'm not able to get it done at that time, then I'll go ahead and put it back on the list for another time. When you have a task list of all the things that you need to get done, it's kind of hard to forget about certain things, right? And especially if you reference it all the time. I have task lists that are paper and task lists that are digital. I prefer to write them down because I'm a very tactile learner. So once I write something down, it's kind of ingrained in my head. So yes, I will write down a to-do list every single day, and even copy from my digital to-do list or my digital planner or my digital task list that I have. Anywho, those are the 5 tips that I have for you to be a little bit more productive and organize your day a lot more effectively. If you like any of these tips, go ahead and subscribe down below, as well as leave a comment on maybe even some tips that you have to share with me or anybody else that might watch this video. While you're down there, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up as well, and follow me on all of my social media platforms at Amani My Realtor. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you on the next video.